Okay, let's see. Seem to be having some audio issues, a lot of background noise, but I think the switching to headphones seems to have helped. Okay. All right, and then me killing the audio of the live stream in the background also helps, so I'm not hearing myself on like a 5-second lag. All right, thank you all for coming. So welcome to Vendorful. Today we are going to walk you through getting up and running, loading content, and then running an RFP. So to set the stage here, the environment you're going to be looking at is a fictitious CRM company that's been set up just for demo purposes. And we have some existing content that we've loaded in. We're going to load in some additional content to populate the content library. And then we're going to upload a new RFP that the system hasn't seen before in order to answer all the questions in that RFP. So let's just get into it. There we go. Sorry, I had to find the window. All right, so let's take a look. Like I said, in the what you're looking at here is the Vendorful dashboard. Very straightforward. When you come in, there's only a couple of things to do in the system. You can manage your content library, or you can use the response assistant. There's a variety of ways you can get to both. The most important thing you can do when you're getting started is add content. The best content to provide is past questionnaires. That's going to be the most useful for the AI assistant. But we support all forms of content. I should say general content, as long as it can be put in the form of like a Word document or a PDF file. So it could be, marketing collateral, security policies, security documents, product documentation, or past RFPs that are not in kind of a question answer format, past proposals, etc. But the most useful is a past RFP if you're using it for RFPs, or past security questionnaires if you're using it for security questionnaires. And you can upload both. We can, there's no reason to keep those things separate as long as the content is not conflicting. So you see the existing library here. I'm actually going to delete a couple of things that I've uploaded in the past, so that you see the see the kind of the fresh process beginning to end of uploading the content and annotating it and kind of training the AI, as we say. Now, I want to be clear. We talk about training the AI. It's not actually training a model. What it is, it's building a knowledge base, and your data stays secure inside your organization. But colloquially, training the AI is a little easier for people to understand, but we're not actually training a public model that then gets used by other Vendorful users. So I'm going to start by importing content here, and give me 1 second to open it. And here we go. All right, so I'm uploading a completed RFP for our fictitious CRM company. You see we've got kind of a pretty typical questionnaire format here. We've got questions and answers. Now, since an Excel file, a spreadsheet for a spreadsheet questionnaire can be in really any structure, in order to upload it, you need to tell us which are the questions and which are the answers, because otherwise, it could be anything. There's a very simple way of doing it. We have this, what we call an annotator here. And we just ask you to denote in the spreadsheet which cells are questions and which are answers. And you can do that by dragging the cursor around on individual cells. And there's also a shortcut here to just click whole rows and columns. And so these are all the questions, and these are all the answers. And we've paired up now 35 questions. So there's 35 questions and answers that go together. And I'm just going to adjust that. So you see now that happened very quickly. All of those questions and answers have been added to your content library as question answer pairs. And now we're going to show you what it looks like to upload a general document. So I've got a business continuity plan in here, the Acme CRM disaster recovery and business continuity plan. It's a PDF file, and so that just uploads, and we parse the PDF and extract the data from it. And you can see that we've sort of split it up into chunks, and so now all of those chunks are inside our content library and added to your knowledge base. So if we go back here, we've got 5 pieces of content. We usually find that something on the order of 5 to 10, as long as they're not totally redundant, is like a good corpus of data to really do a good job of answering an RFP. You can get away with as little as 1. Especially if you just kind of want to play around and see what the system is capable of. But usually by the time you've gotten up to 5 to 10, especially if you're including past questionnaires, we find that you'll have covered the vast majority of types of questions that you'll encounter on a new RFP or security questionnaire. So, you see that I've uploaded. I'm now going to go over to completing a response, completing an RFP. And you see that I've done this in the past, but I'm going to do it again. I'm just going to upload a fresh RFP here. So we've got our content library. I'm uploading a new blank CRM RFP. And again, all the content in here is related to this fictitious CRM platform that Acme runs. The same thing that I said applies to ingesting Excel files into your content library also applies for creating responses from Excel files. There's a variety of formats that the data can come in when you get an RFP or a security questionnaire in Excel, and we just need you to tell us a little bit about what that format is. So in this case, same thing. You can highlight all the questions and answers by clicking and dragging on individual questions. And then the same shortcut applies. I can just kind of click a whole column here and we'll match up. So we've identified 36 questions in this sheet, and we've said the answers when we're done are going to go here. Because at the end of this, what you're going to be able to do is actually download this document in the original format, so it's just ready to go out to your customer. I mean, you may want to edit it first, review it, but you have it in the document that it's going to be the final version. No copying and pasting, no kind of messing around with different file formats. So we have got our questions and answers selected, and we support multiple sheets. If there were multiple tabs in this spreadsheet document, we could annotate those as well, identify the questions and answers on different sheets, and then when we're ready, click submit, and the machine's just going to go. So let me talk a little bit about what's happening in the background here, because this is only going to take a couple minutes. And we'll have a pretty good draft RFP response. What it's doing is it's parsing the questions that it identified. It's looking through the existing content library of both past questionnaires and general text documents, like the PDF files we uploaded, the business continuity plan, etc., and identifying which pieces of content are most relevant to the question being asked. And you see some of these questions. So, how many years have you been delivering this kind of product or service? It's going to be looking for questions and answers or chunks of text related to how long you've been in business, and how long you've been, Acme has been providing CRM software. Identifying the main strengths and areas of improvement for your company. It's going to be looking for things related to selling points, related to roadmap, related to customer feedback. It's doing a lot more than just matching on specific words. It's actually doing contextual semantic understanding of the question and pulling together relevant information to get what it thinks is the best content and then synthesize that into a good answer. And if there is no content, if there is nothing related, it will try to be conservative and say that it doesn't know how to answer. In this case, it's answered everything. And so let's just kind of drill in a little bit here. So let's see. This is probably a good one here. I mentioned the strengths and areas of improvement. So it's been very honest here. It talks about the strengths that customers appreciate, and then here it has identified some of the areas where it thinks that it can improve. And where is it drawn this information from? Okay, so it's drawn here from all these different things. I have the information about the tech stack, information about the roadmap, what it does and doesn't do. Oh, excuse me, sorry, I'm looking, those are questions. I'm looking here. This is the content library. Here we go. So it's drawn from this question that matched pretty closely. Some additional information about competencies, goals for the future, key capabilities, differentiations, and put that all together into this sort of concise answer. Now, if we didn't actually want to identify any weaknesses here, we just say that we like this answer here from our content library. You can just select that and now say we're just going to use the content library answer. Maybe this has been vetted by legal, maybe it's been vetted by marketing, and now you see that we're tracked here that we've got 35 questions that were answered by the AI and one that was answered by the human. And just let me drill into one more example here. So talk about here we go, plans for the next 6 to 12 months. So actually that one's probably not going to have here we go, duration. It's probably not going to have content from other areas. This one may not either, but let's just drill in. So we see that we've got we've got a question here, an answer about implementation scope. Here it's kind of synthesized that down to a shorter answer, and it has under its text content over here, the related library text doesn't seem to have anything that's especially closely matched, and so it hasn't made use of it. So this is none of this stuff specifically speaks to deployment, and so you can see that none of this text was taken in here and synthesized into the answer. So with that, we've now got answers to the whole questionnaire here. I made one change here. I selected a specific answer. If I'd made some edits to it, let's go back and actually do that. Say we're very confident. We have no weaknesses to speak of. And we save that as our new answer. I can actually import the answers that I've edited, like this one, back into the content library, so you don't have to go through the process of downloading and then re-uploading. Any changes you've made, you can just import straight from here into your content library, so it's available to yourself for future RFP responses or other people on your team. I'm not going to do that in this case because I don't really want to use that answer over and over again. And then finally, this is ready to go. We can download the response. And like I said, it's going to be saved in the exact format, ready to go. With that, let me see, are there any questions? Looks like we are good. Thank you all for attending. This recording will be available on YouTube pretty shortly after we get off, and thank you all for coming, and hope you enjoy Vendorful. Have a good day.